I happened to stumble on this story right here on accident because I was doing another story and I just happened to look up on the page and I looked at the first couple of words of the title and I said, let me click on this to see what this is all about. And I said, oh, this guy right here definitely qualifies for the DNU in the worst way possible. So this man's name is Dijon Landrum, and it's spelled like Dijon mustard. And this guy was literally arrested three times in one day. Three times in a day. But here's the thing. He got released each time he was arrested. So he was arrested three times and was released three times. I cannot make this up. And the reason why he was released three times is because of the virus. Basically feared that they didn't want to leave him there and they didn't want to be liable in case he tested positive for it. Or it's a possibility that he possibly could have had it and they were like, no, we can't keep him here. Which then would mean if he does have it, that means the people who are there or who was around him might have been exposed. But I'm about to read more into this story because I'm curious as to why he got arrested three times. A man in California was arrested three times over the course of 12 hours. Now, look, just stop right there. Arrested three times over the course of 12 hours. Not even a whole day, but half a day. On Wednesday, including for allegedly leading officers on a pursuit, and was only given citations and released each time due to the statewide zero bail policy amid the virus outbreak, according to officials. The Glendora Police Department said Friday on Facebook that 24-year-old, he could have fooled me because I did not pin him for 24. Dijon Landrum from Monterey Park racked up three citations between 8:28 a.m. and 8:50 p.m. Three citations, they said within 12 hours. He racked up three citations in less than an hour. On Wednesday, after three incidents in a city located about 23 miles east of Los Angeles. We want to thank all of the citizens that helped with this investigation, particularly those that called when they noticed something suspicious. According to police, the first incident happened around 8:28 a.m. when officers responded to a call of a man who was attempting to break into a vehicle on the 1400 block of South Grand Avenue. When officers arrived at the scene, they contacted Landrum, who was attempting to drive away in a stolen vehicle from the East Los Angeles area. In addition to a stolen vehicle, police said the 24-year-old had stolen property and narcotics with him. Landrum was arrested, but due to the California zero bail policy, he was issued a citation and released. 1 hour after Landrum was released, officers received a call around 2:20 p.m. of an unknown man carrying a box and walking through the front yards of homes. It appears that the male was placing items in this box as he was walking through the properties. When officers arrived on the scene, they encountered Landrum for the second time, reportedly with a box of stolen property. He was issued a second citation and released. Several hours later at around 8:50 p.m., and let me correct myself, I got the times confused. I thought it said 8:28 a.m. to 8:50 a.m. So literally, it was an entire day when they were going after this guy, and he just kept getting himself into trouble just because he knew he would be released. Several hours later, at around 8:50 p.m., officers received a call of a vehicle that had been stolen out of a parking lot on the 1300 block of South Grand Avenue. Officers tracked the vehicle and located it heading along the westbound 100 freeway in La Puente, with assistance from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office and California Highway Patrol. A pursuit eventually ended in Pasadena, where Landrum was once again arrested, this time for allegedly being in possession of a stolen vehicle and for evading officers. Due to the California zero bail policy, Landrum was released with his third citation of the day. The zero cash bail emergency mandate in California, which has led to a reduced prison population to reduce the spread of the virus, is continuing to be a challenge for law enforcement as alleged criminals are released back into the public. Last week, a man in Chino Hills was arrested 4 times over the course of 2 days for allegedly trespassing on the same property, only to be released due to the zero cash bail policy. See, this goes back to California being the so-called most liberal state. That you can't tell me that's not a liberal law if you try it. Like, they literally are having criminals get away with petty crimes out there just so they can get back released out into the public to continue committing more crimes. Just because they can. As long as it's not a fully extensive crime like murder or attempted murder or something like that, then they'll let them back out there because of this virus. But what's scary about it is what it could actually lead to in the future. What if other states start to adopt that policy? It says, Cindy Bachman, the public information officer for the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, said Saturday there have been complaints from the community about the new mandate. We hear from people and they're disappointed that someone can commit a crime and they go to jail. We go through the whole process with them and book them for the crime because there is probable cause to do that, and then because of this order they're released. People are disappointed, they're angry, but this is an order and we have to follow it, but we don't have to be happy about it. As the virus pandemic has worsened, concerns shifted to crowded prisons in some communities where inmates not only live in close proximity to one another but share laundries, baths, and communal eating areas. The United States has 2.3 million inmates in about 5,000 jails and prisons across the establishment, believed to be the largest prison population in the world. Now look at that. 2.3 million inmates in 5,000 prisons. That is a very, very, very interesting ratio. And the U.S. is not even the largest population group as far as country-wise, nation-wise size in the world, but they have the highest prison population. Does that not strike as odd to anybody? Because they know the prison industrial complex, especially the private prison industrial complex, brings in billions of dollars every day, and they need those prisons to be filled in order to rack up in them billions, no matter what the crime may be. Hell, even if you didn't commit a crime. According to the Bureau of Justice, nearly 200,000 people 55 and older are behind bars. Officials in California, for instance, responded by releasing thousands of nonviolent inmates to open up space and facilities to prevent the spread of the virus. Let's see here. There are 13 exceptions for the zero cash bail emergency mandate for serious offenses, but child abuse is not one of them. As of mid-April, over 16,000 inmates have been released nationwide due to the virus. There were 53,655 cases of the virus in California as of Sunday, with at least 2,194 deaths, according to Johns Hopkins University. That's a silly law right there when you think about it, especially when you can do what this guy did or what the other guy they gave as an example from a previous case can continue to go doing. Now, this guy's back out on the street and he's probably plotting his next crime if he hasn't done so already. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have your notifications turned on. I'll talk to you in the next one.